Hi guys, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at the now legendary Digitech Bad Monkey Overdrive pedal. So there's been a lot of hype around this pedal over the last few days since Josh from JHS pedals did a video comparing it to like a Tube Screamer, a Klon, and he had it pretty much sounding identical to all of these, you know, like much more expensive overdrive pedals. So since that video, the prices of these on the second-hand market have like skyrocketed. You know, I've even seen some on like Reverb and eBay and Facebook Marketplace going for like, you know, upwards of £300. Fortunately, I was able to borrow this one from my cousin Sam, who is also the singer and bassist in our band King Atomic, so be sure to check us out on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd take the opportunity anyway to see for myself if, you know, the Bad Monkey is really worth all the hype, or if it is just that, just hype. So the track you just heard at the start of the video was all just the Bad Monkey straight into a clean amp. So all of the drive tones you heard there were from this pedal. So, you know, straight off the bat, it is a good sounding pedal. But we're going to do some like A-B comparisons anyway. So the first clip you're going to hear is comparing the Bad Monkey to a Tube Screamer, set for kind of like a kind of John Mayer-ish kind of rhythm tone. So I gotta say, personally, I can't really hear much difference between the actual Tube Screamer and the Bad Monkey in those clips there. I'd say maybe the Tube Screamer sounds slightly smoother, a bit rounder sounding, whereas the Bad Monkey's maybe got a little more going on in the high end. But yeah, definitely extremely difficult to hear any difference between the two there. So this next clip is a Tube Screamer again, but this time with a little bit more gain, so kind of like a bluesy lead guitar tone. So again, I think, you know, that they're insanely close. I think even closer in that clip than in the first clip. I think still maybe there's like just a little more high end in the Bad Monkey. It's a little brighter sounding, whereas the Tube Screamer sounds slightly fuller maybe. But again, I think if I didn't know which one was which, I don't think there's any way I'd be able to tell, you know, which one was the actual Tube Screamer and which one's the Bad Monkey. And again, in a mix, I don't think there's any way you're going to be able to tell the difference. So the next pedal we're going to compare the Bad Monkey to is, you know, the one that's caused all the controversy. So we're going to compare it to a Klon Overdrive. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an original Klon to compare it to, but I do have a capture on my quad cortex of an original Klon, which was done by Tone Junkie. So this is about as close as I can possibly get to having an actual original Klon to compare the Bad Monkey to. So once again, I mean, I think the Bad Monkey gets extremely close. It's certainly in the right kind of ballpark. I think it's maybe not as close as it was to the Tube Screamer, but it's still definitely, you know, the right kind of area. I think the difference, I think, is that maybe the Bad Monkey has kind of got less dynamic range. It seems to like compress a bit more, whereas the capture of the Klon, you know, it can clean up when you with the softer picking, and then when you start to dig in, it doesn't sound like squashed. You can still hear like all the note separation, even on those like big strummed chords. But again, it's like, would you be able to like hear that difference in a mix or in a live setting? And you know, I don't think you really would be able to tell much of a difference. And obviously, you know, if you consider the fact that, you know, an actual Klon is like minimum £1,000 pedal, and then even, you know, for a good quality clone of a Klon, you know, you're talking, you know, 100, 200, 300 pounds. You know, the Bad Monkey is like a 40, 50 pound pedal, until recently, obviously. I think the Bad Monkey is definitely a pedal that's been, you know, widely kind of overlooked. And if you look online as well, you'll find tons of like bad reviews for this pedal. This is the first time I've ever tried one out, and you know, I'd happily gig with this pedal. I think it's a, you know, a really good sounding overdrive pedal. So the final clip we're going to do, this is a bit of a different one. We're going to compare the Bad Monkey to my Victory V1 Sheriff pedal, which is, you know, obviously that's more of like an amp overdrive kind of pedal. Does the whole like Marshall crunch kind of thing. But I was just interested to see how that would sound, so we're gonna have a little look at that now. A bit more kind of like higher gain stuff, but yeah, see how it sounds. So I was actually really surprised with how close I was able to get the Bad Monkey to sound to the V1. Obviously it's not like mega close, but they're literally two completely different styles of pedal. The V1 sounds a lot fuller, it's got a lot more body to it, and it also has like, it's got more bite, it kind of like cuts through a bit more, whereas the Bad Monkey doesn't have, you know, it's not as full, it hasn't got that like weight to it, especially like in the kind of more like rhythm riff kind of stuff. And then again, like in the lead stuff, like it doesn't like jump out at you as much as the V1 pedal. And I do feel like that tone from the Bad Monkey is still very usable. If you know, if you need that kind of sound, like that crunchy kind of British overdrive sound, you know, that's going to get you, you know, part of the way there. You know, it will do the job kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really surprised with you know, how good the pedal actually sounds, you know, especially, you know, considering the price, like I say, and you know, some of the bad reviews you can see online. I think it's a really good pedal, and you know, it's definitely a usable overdrive. Like I said, I'd happily gig one. And again, assuming like the prices drop down again over the next week or so, as the hype kind of dies down a bit, you know, I think this is a great cheap option if you need that kind of either like a tube screamer type sound or a Klon type sound, and you know you haven't got the budget for one of the more expensive options. You know, it's definitely a brilliant option as like a kind of like a budget overdrive pedal. But yeah, so I think that's about it for this video. So thanks to Sam for letting me borrow this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.